Today I am going to continue with the spellings and phonics which I had started in the previous video. I had told you that phonics started from 1950s. Today I am going to tell you more about it, that only dealing with certain way of speaking will not be sufficient. We have to also see that throughout the world there are different accents, there are different stresses. On certain consonants we stress, certain vowels we stress. Then we have to also concentrate on the meaning of the words. So thus there are no rules as such, but still we'll continue with the basic rules of spellings. Along with it, sound also matters. So let's begin. The last time I had told that for the sound EE in spellings, when we make a word, then IE comes together. For example, I've given the example chief, CHIEF. Of course, there is an exception, that is, after C we put EI with the same sound E, like for example, receive. Now, the new one which I am going to say is about AY sound. Now, when it is AY sound, we put E first and then I. For example, 8, EIGHT. Wait, WEIGHT. Then, there are words which we end with E. Now, E is, as spelling we put E, but in pronunciation E is silent. Then we drop E when we add the suffix ed or ing. For example, live becomes lived, where the original E is dropped and we add ed to it. But when we add a suffix after it, like for example, full, then the E remains. For example, hope becomes hopeful, HOPEFUL. In special cases, there are words, in certain words, where it ends with CE and GE. There also E remains. If we add to it the suffix able or OUS, for example, courage becomes courageous, where E remains, COURAGEOUS. But if we use double E together in a word, like for example see, and add ing, then both the E remains, and we say in spellings and for pronunciation seeing. Then next one, we go with the words which are ending with Y. Now there are certain rules for it. When we add to it ed or ing, if in the word Y is preceded by a consonant, then Y changes into I and we add ed. For example, cry, CRY, it becomes cried, where Y disappears, it is replaced by I and we have ed, so cried. But when Y is preceded by a vowel, for example, pray, then it remains the same and you add ed to it, it becomes prayed. Y doesn't change into I. Like this, there are many words. I've just concentrated and given example of one. But then remember, there are exceptions. Every step there is an exception. You'll find words which do not change or they change after putting ed or ing, which I'm not discussing. As you read practice, you'll get to know about it. Now, there are certain words which have the sound F, but spelling wise they change. For example, supposing we complete the word with FF, then fur sound is there. Example, fluffy. Then we have GH words. Certain words, not all the words, because in some places GH is silent. For example, cot, GH is silent. But I'm talking about F sound, F sound. So laugh, LAUGH, where GH stands for F sound. Then we have PH. This also sounds as F. For example, photo. Besides this, there are many other ways if you go through all the spelling rules, but I'll concentrate on the main ones. There are some misspelt words and we get confused which spelling to write. So all these needs lot of practice. I take a simple one example, separate and separate, where we generally put ER, but actual spelling is SEPARATE. But sound wise they are more or less same. Already I have told you about some prefix. Same way, suffix. Same way we have prefix also, where the sound and the meaning changes. Generally there are many ways to make opposites. Mostly they are for opposites. Like for example, we put add to the word I am. For example, possible becomes impossible. So thus, what I'm trying to tell you is this: only going with all these basic rules is not sufficient. We have to also do lot of practice. We have to speak fluently. For that we need also practice. We have to constantly read books in English and talk every day at least for the maximum time to continue with the spelling rules, to continue with more fluency, and to continue with the sound. Of course, the sound changes as you go in different countries. The sound also, spellings also change. So the best is to practice as much as you can for fluency in speaking and for writing correct grammatical sentences and for spellings. Thank you. We'll meet again in the next video.